Hi everyone, welcome to the fourth video of this video series. In my first video, Why Dogs Don't Come When Called, I discussed poisoning a cue. This is exactly what happens with our call name, the everyday name that we use around the house. Let me give you an example. One of my dog's names is Reggie. This is what I use for everyday things around the house. Reggie, come in the house. Reggie, what's in your mouth? Reggie, stop barking. Of course, he's perfect, so these are all very hypothetical examples. Because we use their everyday name for these types of things, it certainly can quickly lose its value and end up somewhat poisoned. So what I do when training my dog's name for recall is I actually train a nickname, a name I only use for recall. So if I'm out with my dogs and I just want them to come over to me, it's nothing urgent, I'm not calling them off of something, I just use their everyday call name. For example, Reggie, come here, Reggie, let's go, which basically translates to just come on when you're ready. Within reason, of course. Unlike their nickname, which means stop what you're doing and come to me. In a second, you'll see a perfect example of this. I actually use Reggie's everyday call name, and then I use his nickname, which you will see has very different meaning and value. In the clips I post of his recall, he's actually looking into his favorite spots where he normally finds squirrels, so I was pretty confident he wouldn't come right away to his call name, but I was also very confident he would respond to his nickname.
Reggie. Reggie, ready. Yeah, good boy.
So Reggie's nickname is Ritty in a high-pitched tone. I only use this when I'm training or when I need him to respond. You can use whatever you come up with as a nickname, but it should be something you have not used in the past. I'm going to let you watch for a couple of seconds, and then I will discuss exactly what I'm doing for this training process. All I'm simply doing in this first training session is pairing Reggie's nickname with excitement of throwing the treat and a high-value reward. Here I just sped things up a bit because he likes anything that happens super fast, so it's more rewarding for him this way. Okay, so this is just a repeat video, but what I want you to pay close attention to is my hands. When training your dog's nickname, you want to make sure that you say the nickname first before you move your hands. If you were to do this at the same time, say Ritty and throw the treat all at the same time, they just pick up on the movement and they won't even hear the name. Alright, so here I'm doing a clip with Jib. I'm in the standing position. I just do things in the kneeling position with Reggie because he's smaller, but I obviously always transfer it to standing either way. So as you can see, Jib's nickname is Dib Dib, so I am working a dip 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 nickname. Wow, this is super annoying to just sit here and listen to over and over again. But the dogs love it, so that's the main thing. Just pay attention here. Again, you'll see I'm actually making the sound, keeping my hands as still as possible, and then throwing the treat. All right, so here we are. Once I feel the dog has actually paired their nickname with high-value rewards, and I've kept fairly still to help them learn that, then I move into my reward stacking, where I add motion, throwing the treat, and using high-value reward to reinforce their nickname. If you're going to throw a treat away, like I just did in the last clip, to get them started, make sure that they've actually eaten the treat and turned back to facing you before you say their nickname.
Reg.
You can see here how me using his everyday call name gets his attention, but it's really not calling him back to me in any way.
What are you doing? Ready.
As you can see, he was well out of sight for this recall. All right, so that's why we should train a nickname as a recall. Now we're going to take a look at how we'll do it. All right, so for week 1, I'd like you to do 2 training sessions a day, 10 treats each training session, with no distractions and no extra movement. Just be very cautious that you're actually saying the nickname and then simply throwing the treat. All right, so week 2 is done a little bit differently, where you're just going to use their nickname 10 times throughout the day. This will be done in the house with no distractions. Your dog won't be looking directly at you, but they should definitely still be in the same room. Week 3 will also be done at 10 random times throughout the day. This time you will say your dog's name when you are around minimal distractions. You should still be in your house or at least on your property, perhaps in your driveway or on the back deck. A minimal distraction would be something like your spouse is in the same room or the kids are playing in a room next to you. The key is to make sure that you're 100% confident that your dog will respond to their nickname. So only you will know what distraction level you can work at this point. Week 4 will be 10 times a day. We are going to set up distractions in the house and on your property. If you do take the show on the road, you should definitely still be at minimal distractions if you leave your property. By week 5, you should definitely be getting that knee jerk or whiplash head turn when they hear their nickname. If not, I would take a few steps back, increase the value of rewards, and definitely increase your training sessions. From here on in, maintenance would be a minimum of once a week, but I usually do it about 3 times a week. Remember, you're only using your dog's nickname for training sessions or when you absolutely need it, so you do need to do some maintenance training along the way. During maintenance training, I actually only do it 1 time, and when they come to me, I have very high value rewards, and I do what's called fine dining, where I just sit there and feed them a bunch of treats and tell them how wonderful they are. I'm very confident your dogs are going to love their new nickname in no time.